Hi. So I went to an open mic night last night, and it was the single weirdest experience of my life. Let me explain. So I got to the restaurant. The show started at 10 o'clock. I got there just a few minutes early so I could find a good place to sit. It was very obvious that I'd never been to this place before, on account of as soon as I walked in, I'm looking around trying to find any sort of signage or looking for the stage, like where's the funny ha-has, and I couldn't find anywhere. So I sat down. Somebody came out and said, "Show starts in 10 minutes." I was like, "Cool. I'll wait for the crowd and see where they go." Looking around a little bit, and I accidentally make eye contact with the guy. I don't know if he works there or if he's a regular there or what was happening, but this guy, he was just walking around wearing a Zelda shirt. What kind of weirdo? And he was carrying a squash. Like, I'm talking a squash. Like it was the size of a watermelon. I still don't know what the squash was about. He explained it, but it only made me more confused. We'll get to that part, don't worry. But his name is Mr. Squash now. So I make eye contact. I lock eyes with Mr. Squash, and he's holding the squash, and he kind of jokingly starts swinging it toward me like he's going to throw it to me. And like, we are close enough that if I had just reached out, I could have taken the squash out of his hands. Whatever. He starts to pretend to throw it at me, so I'm like, yeah, I'll play along, sure. I'm open. He throws the squash to me. Now, I'm sitting down at a booth at this point, and I'm like at the very edge of the booth trying to find like anything to indicate where the comedy is happening. And he throws the squash to me. I catch it, and when I catch it, it's heavier than it looks because it's huge and it's dense. So I, catch, you jerk your arms back. I bang my elbow on the corner of the booth, where like on this part of the booth, and it hurt so bad. I thought I heard bone cracking. I didn't hear bone cracking. I'm fine. Everything's fine. But my elbow hurt the entire night, and like even after I got home, I was laying in bed and my elbow was just aching. And I was like, oh man, this better not be serious. It's not serious. I'm fine now. I woke up. Everything feels great. Don't worry about me. I'm cool. I don't need to break another arm. And if you thought that was the end of the story, nope. It gets weirder. It keeps going. So if I see a few people pouring into the side room that I could have sworn wasn't there, but whatever. So I go in, and there it is. There's the stage, and there's a bunch of people sitting there already. It's a pretty decent crowd. The stage, if that's what we're gonna call it, was just like one of those the pallets that you would see in a warehouse floor. That was the stage, and there was a microphone and a speaker, which was cool. I feel like that room was small enough that for most people, all you had to do was just talk normally, and most people would be able to hear you. Unfortunately, not all of us have loud voices. Hi. So the microphone was good. I didn't perform. I'm gonna lead with that. I didn't perform that last night. When I go to open mics, I usually go the first week just to check it out, see the stage, see the crowd, see if it's something I should even bother with. This one I will bother with. This seems like a really fun crowd to perform with. But we'll get back to that. So the first few comedians of the night were really funny, like genuinely actually funny, as in I would probably pay money to see some of them, or I'd like to hear more of their comedy, because they had some good stuff. And this is just the stuff they're working on. This isn't like their set, their good routines. This is just practice stuff. So they're really talented comedians. The first few, I think like 7-8 comedians in, they started to kind of go downhill, like, oh, okay, I guess that counts as a joke. And then there were a few that weren't good at all, and then there were some, of course, couldn't understand them because they were so drugged out. And then we got to my favorite, my personal favorite, the Squash Man. Yes, his name is now Squash Man. So Squash Man goes up. Oh boy, what a set he had. 90% unintelligible. A lot of he was just working the crowd, I guess is what it was, pretending to throw the squash into the crowd. And someone up in the front row, he was like, "Oh, come on, man, bring it on, throw me the squash," and he did. He did toss the squash to the guy in the front row, and that made everyone else nervous because, like, what if he throws the squash to someone who doesn't want to catch it? He didn't, thankfully. Nobody got injured except for my arm when I slammed it into the booth. Who cares? I'm fine. I'm fine. And like, what's the point of the squash? And it was obvious that he was on some sort of a drug. I don't know what. Maybe we should have all been on the same drug to get the same sense of humor that he had. And then it got to a point where, like, he was explaining the squash, and it was a very well thought out, very detailed, thorough explanation of why he was carrying a squash. Very eloquent. I think he said something about because Thanksgiving, it's the cornucopia of gourds. Yeah, that makes as much sense to you as it does to me. And, like, I was even more confused after the explanation, I think. Like, what do you say? What? Stop, please. And then I think he was asking for impressions, but nobody got that. And somebody said Bigfoot. So what he did was he put his hood up. He was wearing a hoodie. He put his hood up and covered as much of his face as he could with it. And then he started just stomping around on stage for perhaps too long. And then he cue the awkward pity laugh. Then he goes back to his original person with the squash. He was holding the squash the entire time. And then he stood there expecting something, I guess. I don't know what he was hoping for. Not everybody was meant to be on a stage. I'm going to leave it at that. We were all very relieved when he got off the stage and didn't throw the squash at anyone else. That's not the end of the story. There's more. That's the end of Squash Man's chapter, but there's more to the story. The rest of the night goes, the crowd thins out considerably, and then the last few comedians are like, darn, I sure wished I had some people here to laugh at my jokes. I felt bad, but at the same time, it is midnight. People are tired. I was yawning. Not out of boredom, out of tiredom. One of the comedians actually went home. Like, there's no point in performing the same jokes for the same people over and over again, I guess was his train of thought. Anyways, so we glossed over him, like, is this person in the house? Awkward silence. Moving on! We got down to the final comedian. And before we get to his story, I'm going to call him Durr, and it will make sense. But the MC, I want to talk about the MC for a second. He was a pretty chill dude. Very loud, which is good for an MC. He knew how to hype the crowd. He was really good at hyping up the crowd. And one thing that I really liked that he did was between each performer, he would take like a sanitation rag. I saw him wringing it out every time between performers, and he would just wipe the microphone real quick. You know, it's a small thing, but I really liked that he did that. It was really cool. Anyways, on to Durr. Durr, I think, was a comedian. I think, maybe, perhaps. His set revolved around getting older. Older. And every sentence ended with older. And he would say it that way every time. And like, I was talking to my kids, I tried to use their slang, and they said, Dad, you're older. And, this relatable thing, older. And then, halfway through, he dropped the ol part and just went to der. I was, I sneezed and I threw out my back. Der. That wasn't one of his jokes, but that seems like something he would have said. And as his set went on, usually you get 5 minutes, and then the MC will flash a light to tell you that your time is coming to a close, wrap up the set, get off the stage, and get ready for the next person. Bro went on way too long. And he just kept like, something blah blah blah, der. And der means dying. Yes, that's right, I'm dying. And this guy over here, you're der, so you're dying. And he was just like, is this a comedy show? Or like, I felt worse about myself after he was done. And he just kept going on about how we're der and we're dying and how we're older, and like, sir, please get off the stage. The poor MC had to like get on the stage and wrestle the microphone out of Durr's hands. And I felt bad, but at the same time, like, why, sir, dare, please, just get off the stage. You're not funny. Nobody's laughing. Take a hint. I hate saying that. I really do. Like, nobody was laughing because there were like 7 people in the audience, but still. It was just such a weird note to end on. And then at the end of the show, the MC's like, wait, guys, don't go anywhere. We still have our raffle to do. He didn't do the air quotes. That's me preparing you for the final weirdness of the night. Yes, it keeps on going. Apparently every week they have a raffle, and I don't know if it was just because he was tired and just wanted to get it over with, or if this is how they do it every week. I hesitate to even call it a raffle, but I don't know what else to call it. The raffle consisted of Mr. MC picking up a bag, a Walmart bag that had a few packs of fridge magnets in it. Yep, none of them from this specific restaurant, mind you. There were a couple of packs that were promoting other restaurants, and there was one for like one that you could color on or paint on or whatever. I don't know what the point of these prizes was, like where they came from, why they exist. Now, I'm no expert here, okay, but typically with the raffle, you buy tickets, you shuffle them up in a bag or a hat or something, you have somebody reach in and pull out the numbers, and if they match your number on your ticket, then you win the prize. That's what a raffle is pretty much, right? Am I crazy here? Okay, good. The way our raffle went, raffle I say with quotation marks, was MC reached in the bag. He said, all right, so here we got some magnets. It says these things. They're like a pack of 3, and they say this, this, and this. Who wants them? And obviously nobody wants magnets. So somebody finally just, woo, I'll take them, I guess. And bro just hucks the magnets across the room to this guy. I'm sorry, what? He hucks the magnets to the person. He throws them. Like, Squash Man would have been proud. And then the next one the next pack was the one that I got. I'll share a picture of them here, but they're from a restaurant called I can't roll my R's. Arroyo. I don't know how to say it. It's a taco joint that I don't know if there even is one nearby, so that's confusing. Nobody wanted them. He thought somebody in my area had called out for him, so he chucked them over in my direction. And then dude sitting next to me grabbed them and put them on the seat between us. And he was like, you want them? I guess so. I guess I'll take them. I mean, if you don't want them, I'll take them. So he handed them to me. Cool. I won these. And then there were like 3 other packs of magnets that he hucked out into the audience. And end of show. Goodbye. So, yeah. That was how my night went. Weirdest experience of my life, probably. And I will be going back next week. I'll be performing as the old chap. Hopefully, I can set up a camera to get some good video. If not, sorry. You've seen all the routines anyways. Like, if you look on this channel long enough, you'll find them. It just won't be on this this palette of a stage. I've been ranting on long enough. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to see more content, all you got to do is subscribe. I do weekly live streams playing Genshin Impact on this channel every Tuesday. So if you're into that, or if you just want to hang out and be part of the chill vibes, definitely do come in, say hi. If you want to stay more up to date, you can hit the notification bell, or you can join the Discord server that's linked in the description. That's a much better way, because I will post about all my live streams and all my videos and all that jazz. That's all I got. So one more time, thank you for watching.